What's going on, y'all? It's Mr. Tell the Truth right here, dropping episode 9. We stuck on game. Still keeping it going. This actually take 2 for episode 9. I think I had to fan too close to this motherfucker microphone last time or something, man. This shit didn't, the audio wasn't clear, and I couldn't figure a way out how to make it go away, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to redo it. It's about some days later now, though. That nigga lightweight been just, busy. I went from working 7 days a week, trying to make my name for myself, and it paid off. And then I did some union schooling, so I had to switch over to night shift. It's supposed to be for 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? But I got played. I didn't really get played, but when you a good person, it's like sometimes your biggest downfalls, you like, I ain't gonna say I don't stick up for myself, but like I don't be type of person that like put somebody else in a bad situation to try to see myself win. I really don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? And the dude that made that possible for me to even switch to the night shift, I told that punk ass, nigga, school's over, you coming back that week, bro. I ain't really trying to, you know what I'm saying? And everybody agreed to it. But I think it it might have slipped people's minds, you feel me? But I ain't saying nothing. I even told bro, like, I ain't gonna say nothing. And he called me the other day and said I couldn't come back, you feel me? And I could have said this, but I didn't. I want you to know that, you feel me? Because motherfuckers like to just speak on my name and shit, bro. And it's crazy because a lot of people there, they hate on me. But they can't knock me for my work ethics, you feel me? Because that's what a lot of people don't be understanding is when you real, man. And that shit's gonna show, bro. Like, my superintendent told me the other day, he was supposed to can my ass, you feel me? It's just getting that time. Layoff started shit, and he overrode that. And I'm not sure, like, if other people knew that or not. Maybe I was last to find that out, but these other dudes was like, hey, bro, that motherfucker really like you. And I was like, they asked me why. Like, he just know I'm real, you feel me? But little did they know that I don't really be putting that shit out there like that. But, you know what I mean? He got a good personal relationship with me, where he trying to help me move up and shit within the company and get further and shit. So, like, I'm taking advantage of that opportunity. But I don't need the flowers for that. And everybody else can think whatever they want. And it's funny, bro, because I feel like a lot of people might be saying shit there about me, but don't nobody say that shit to my face. So I don't give a fuck what nobody's talking about. You feel me? And I feel like that serves people a purpose to where, I mean, y'all can sit there and be bothered about a whole bunch of shit. You know when you walk in a room and that people just make eye contact with you and it's like, oh yeah, they was just talking about me. Or, you walk in a room and like the nigga talk, he don't see you. The person he talking to look at you like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nigga, keep talking. You feel what I'm saying? But weird motherfuckers, feel me? And how I look at shit is if you ain't got the balls if you talking about me behind my back, it shows you too much of a bitch to be talking about me anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to hear it. Don't give 2 fucks about what you think. Don't give 2 fucks about what you saying. And if you want to come test these nuts to come do that, you feel me? But other than that, like, I give 2 fucks about what anybody thinks about me, what anybody got to say about me. But it's just crazy because you can't escape that shit no matter where you go in life, you feel me? So, like I mentioned in a previous episode today, you stop giving a fuck about people think about you, feel me? You get further. And that shit paid off for me because he's trying to train me to move up. And motherfuckers is getting canned left and right. There was people there that had more seniority over me, and I stayed. Because you can't knock me for how I work, you feel me? Real recognize real. And when they ask me, oh, why he fuck with you? Because I'm a real one. He know that. Motherfuckers be crying. I don't complain about shit. I just show up. You know what I mean? But that's just everyday life, man. I'm still a regular motherfucker trying to make it out the trenches. I ain't nothing special. But it's crazy because when I was going through all that and my schedule was mainly, I felt myself slacking off on this. And I did what I could to like pick myself up, and I recorded 8 within that little time span. But being honest, like that shit was hard. I ain't have time for it. You feel me? But you know, when people are trying to do shit, you know, and then you're like experimenting with new things in your life, right? I feel like it's always hella easy to the first sign of it getting hard, the first sign of it like, oh, it's too much work. Yeah, like you could have a million excuses of why it was like, oh, okay, I didn't go through with it, or yeah, I gave up on it. However people feel about it, right? And yeah, I know that things don't happen overnight, and I feel like that's what a lot of people have to come to an understanding to is, you know, when you're pursuing your dreams and shit, like this shit don't happen the first try. It may not even happen within a year, you feel me? But the harder you work into it, the more you gonna prosper, the more that you see back from this type of shit. You know what I mean? So I kept telling myself, I'm not gonna give myself an excuse of why I stopped, because I don't know that this ain't gonna work yet. I don't know that it is gonna work yet. But I can't give up now, because if I give up now, I ain't try hard enough to say it wouldn't have succeeded. I don't know that. But I can't say that it will. But I'll tell you this, like this really opened up my mind to where like I'm really thinking, well, okay, like even if this don't, I already took my first step into like trying to change, and I'm speaking a lot of things into existence to where I know I'm about to succeed. You know what I mean? I'm just destined for greatness. I don't have no other way to put it. And it's crazy because like the more you start talking real shit, like the more people, I guess you could say, kind of hate on you. Feel me? But it's weird. Like I be seeing a lot of social media is crazy, and I feel like that's like one of the biggest downfalls on like today's society a lot. And I want to start getting into that on a more serious note. But it's like even trying to start up this podcast, like I be looking at shit, right? And motherfuckers, a lot of people say the same shit, but a lot of people just like, you ever notice that there's these people how they be like, oh, I'm not an internet person, I don't do this, and but then every time you got a problem, nigga, you go on Instagram about it. Every time you guys you want like that shit's many, bro. I remember I seen the motherfucking story one time. Was going Yonkers, you feel me? And said he was finna post all this and that for the non-believers and whoop whoop, and he ain't post shit. And I ain't saying he ain't go do nothing. I'm just saying, what the fuck was you putting all that out there for? You feel me? And cause then that make a motherfucker look like, okay, well he ain't do it then. But see, like people are so stupid to like fucking know that, like, okay, even if I really did do it, why the fuck would I post that shit? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like people kind of contradicting themselves when they be doing that type of square ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's hella funny. Like this all came to my mind. I was watching that dude Lavish D for me, and I don't even like. I ain't type of motherfucker trying to throw big names out there to get any kind of clout, right? This nigga will probably never see this video, and I could give two fucks about that. But it seems like he a garbage ass rapper in my opinion. And he be going in about all this motherfuckers on the internet. If that's all you do though, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's what a lot of people do. So through my platform, I'm not trying to give you entertainment. I ain't trying to like get views for shit that just sounds cool. Like I want to get people game. You feel me? I want to help people that didn't been in my shoes. You feel me? And people could look at me, however, and think whatever, but like I was crazy enough to believe that like whatever I'm saying is gonna happen is gonna happen. I will succeed. And this podcast is gonna be the start of a lot, but I've been finding myself more and more like in tune with myself. And I told myself I was really happy making these videos, so I'm gonna go back to it. But I need to be more consistent. I need to put a little more effort into like the content that I make. But see, I know that about myself, and I can criticize myself. And a lot of people have that barrier inside, but like the way I look at it is, if you saying something about yourself, you prevent the next person from being able to say it first. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, you talk all you want, bro. I already said it, so what? I know that. Think, you know what I mean? Like, but I feel like it's just a lot of people revolve around what other people think, and that's a downfall to society. But social media makes all that happen. Cause I grew up in a time, man. There was no phones like that. Like, it wasn't no touchscreen phones. Motherfuckers playing with Game Boys and outside with it, with the hooligans in the neighborhood just running amok, and people don't live like that no more. But in a sense, I feel like in my shoes, I never got to fully enjoy my childhood, because at a young age, I was always just like, put it into my brain, okay, you got to be a man of the house, because my dad wasn't around. And I didn't really even understand what that meant at the time, but just hearing that, I was always like, okay, I got to be the protector of my family. Because it was just me, my brother, or my sister, my mom, me, and it'd be weird how people come from like better backgrounds than I did, but they don't be having the same type of morals and principles that I had instilled in me. You know what I mean? But I grew up sleeping in one mattress. I'm talking about queen size mattress. It was my mom, my brother, my sister, and I was like, everybody's feet was at, and we lived like that for a few years. But I always felt like at least I'm close enough to protect my family. And you know, my young ass, you know, say like when shit really happened at the end of the day, my mom probably had to put herself in jeopardy over me. But like that just, it made me feel like I had to mature faster than a lot of people. I felt like I had things on my plate that the average young male doesn't really have on his plate. You know what I'm saying? And just like I got older, and I would do little things to help out around the house, but I just felt like I never got to enjoy being a kid the way I should have, because I had too much of a responsibility to worry about. But in a good way, like that molded me into like wanting to be a provider. Even though, and it's crazy because I went to jail, and that's where I really seen what it like takes to define somebody as a man. You know what I mean? And so like people talk all this rah shit and glorify shit, but motherfuckers don't even know what they talking about, right? And then like in jail, it was little simple things that I was able to bring out here that molded me into a responsible person. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to do something for the homie, and I had to be there by a certain time. I'm gonna be there. If I know that I gotta wake up a little earlier tomorrow to get something done in the morning, I'm gonna do that. If I have to go to school at this time, still gotta take care of X, Y, and Z, like I'm gonna plan my day out to where all that gets done, because I know consequences falling back on me if things didn't get done. You know what I'm saying? So to come out here and it's like, okay, if I don't show up to work on time, that's a problem. That's taking money and food away from my plate. You feel what I'm saying? And like just what I already had, I kind of just sharpened up my skills, and that's what made me be able to come back out here and be like, okay, I want to be a man of business now. I want to pursue all these other things because, like, at the end of the day, you only get one life. I mean, and what you make of it is what you make of it. And I'm all for whatever, but at the end of the day, like, that shit don't even last forever, man. And you think about it like this: if you could enjoy life young, blow all the money you could imagine, have kids and take trips and like whatever, like, why would you not do that? You know what I'm saying? But see, this is the type of shit that, okay, like when I was at this union school, right? I was having a conversation with this older dude, and I started talking about like passive income, ways to get there, starting LLCs. Woo, woo. He tells me like, "How old are you?" Well, I just turned 27. He's like, "Damn, bro, you don't hear people your age talking like that." And I was like, I'm just telling it like it is, man. People gotta think like that, because I found like a lot of people at work, at school, they always talk about trying to elevate themselves, right? But it's always in a sense of, okay, what company's hiring better? What company uh has better benefits? Like, where can I get it? Where's more work at? Like, just all these. What union has better shit? Like, man, fuck all that. I be telling them all the time, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm putting my work in here right here, but like real shit, I don't even plan on doing this forever. You feel me? And I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do yet, but I ain't working the rest of my life. And I was even telling them like, y'all gotta. I was telling this dude, right? I clicked with him, and I was telling him like, bro, fuck all that shit. Like, bro, think bigger than that. And he was a smart motherfucker, bro. He told me he had 40 bands saved up that he wanted to put towards a house, right? But he had been saving money since he was 11 years old. Whoever the fuck was lacing his boots was doing something right. And he was younger than me, a lot younger than me. And, like, that shit says a lot, because I wasn't moving like that. You talking about you saving money since you was 11? I probably spent hella, like, who knows how much I've spent from the time I was 11 to 18, and I went to jail when I was 19, you know what I'm saying? But he was going in a good direction, but see, he needed to expand his mind just a little bit further than that. But he ain't never heard, like, you may have never even been put onto that type of game, feel me? So this shit will sound hella foreign to people. But he started to grasp that shit, you feel me? And that shit will take somebody somewhere. And that's why, like, I understand there's motherfuckers in my shoes that just ain't heard that shit yet. And like I said, live your life however you want to, man. I'm all for whatever, you know what I'm saying? But don't limit yourself to a certain aspect of life, because you, at the time, you gonna feel like that's everything. And to me, that shit still means something. I don't even fuck out nobody really, like, you know what I mean? I done mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. I'm from North Concord, you feel me? And I want that to be known. Don't give a fuck how anybody feel about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna change up and sell myself for nobody. But that doesn't define the person that I am or who I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the hood that made me but didn't confine me. For me, I heard that in a song, and that's real shit. Because getting stuck in the hood is like how you don't really see nothing out of life that you could have seen. But everybody has their own sense of direction. Everybody just has to find that. But even talking to that dude though, like, I got game from him that I didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like me and him having these conversations, right? And I feel like he kept trying to, like he was basically insinuating that I was saying that I'm trying to get like get rich quick scheme, like an overnight type thing. And I kept telling him, nah, bro, that's not what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I'm just saying like bigger money, you feel me? And he couldn't comprehend that. But then like the teacher started talking about it, and the other dude said what he said, like hearing me talk like that at a young age, and then he started to ask more questions like, "Oh no, that's game right there." And this shit really is to be sold, not told. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers that didn't hit rock bottom before type shit just to learn all of this. But you know what I mean? Type of person would I be if I ain't give back to my people? Motherfuckers want to talk about all that shit. Like that's what the fuck it's really about. Giving back to your folks, and it's fucked up because it, like I feel like sometimes jail and prison is glorified and shit, but like an educated motherfucker will tell you like you do more for your people on the streets you could in there for your people, but when you in there it's like you rocking for your people, and it's the true purpose of it, like everything that a motherfucker live behind. So like touch your cheese out here, man, and live life to the fullest, and just never be no coward. You feel me? Cause there's a lot of coward ass motherfuckers out here that put square ass shit with no game in it though, just glorifying whatever. Like motherfucker don't even live like that and chose not to, bro. What the fuck? I don't know though. I just be feeling like it's crazy how a motherfucker could really just, man, motherfuckers out here getting rich off of videos, them eating food and shit. And this motherfuckers getting videos exposing shit. It's like, motherfuckers telling all kinds of crazy war stories and all this. And they getting it though. But like a real motherfucker like me, you know what I'm saying, struggling to get there. But we gon' get there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for us to get a spot at the round table. It's time for some real motherfuckers to be out there. And you know, I came home and I seen a lot of people getting to work, man. I seen a lot of people, man, getting to work. But dude, shout out Dope Flavors, man. I was in jail with him. My boy Bundy. Good ass homie, you feel me? Gave me a lot of game. I can't say he didn't, you feel me? He got out there everything he said he was gonna do though. And he's really well off for himself right now, you feel me? He started his own little cannabis thing, Dope Flavors, you feel me? Yeah, like, he from Pittsburgh. I'm only from like 10, 15 minutes away, if that. That means so that like getting out to seeing how like he success like is succeeding, you know what I'm saying? Like that's motivation. And he doing it in a way that like I see my partner do it with dogs, you feel me? And like, I'm just seeing it all like I'm telling you, the more you get to realize that like people from the section can get somewhere, like you open your mind to more shit. You wanna do more shit. But this social media be having the world fucked up to where you can be whoever the fuck you want to be on the internet, and people will care more about portraying that image on there than to really living it. And 9 out of 10 times, like motherfuckers is weenies, bro. Like always trying to impress the wrong person on some other shit. Like, oh no, blood. But we gon' like, I want to get into that on like in a separate video though, because I got a lot to say about that. And just in the way I want to start taking this podcast, like I said, I got to be able to give y'all something to feel and get up out of this. You know what I'm saying? So it just make me feel good that I can express myself in a way that it'll help somebody. That I hope it helps somebody. You know what I mean? All the love support I've been getting so far, that shit mean a lot to me. I ain't gonna stop. I don't care how long it takes me. I'm a fucking motherfuckers about to live life, man. And it's crazy how all this like stems back from like shit that really started in my childhood. And even though I grew up like in a broken home, people can't say that I wasn't raised right. I involved myself in a lot of shit because that's what was around me. That's how I knew how to survive. People make this image of like people being bad, but if you look at the natural instincts of animals, it's a dog eat dog world out there. You feel me? Lions killing they prey. That's just another animal. They eating each other. So what the fuck is the difference if you eat steak? It don't make no difference. You know what I mean? So if I gotta smoke another human being to protect my living grounds, I'm gonna do so. Who the fuck's to say I'm wrong for that? But see, then people don't be feeling that type of shit. But it's like the end of the fucking day, like who the fuck taught these animals that? It's just what the fuck the world knows. But you know what I'm saying? If you come from a certain neighborhood where standing on shit means something, and you didn't live your life a certain ways, like okay, you a bad person. That's what you get labeled as. But like you start overcoming that type of shit, and you start to show these other motherfuckers like, yeah, fuck you, I'm actually worth something. Like that shit's meaning a lot, right? Cause this, like motherfuckers don't get recognition like that coming out of these type of areas or even these type of backgrounds. You know what I mean? And I say that shit all the time. Like when the person who got the most cheese in the world, like motherfucker ain't a lawyer or a doctor. You know what I mean? He ain't go to school like that. But like I was talking to my cousins and shit, and they had a valid point. Okay, but probably came from his parents of cheese, and yeah, he probably did. I can't argue that fact. But you tell me this, but there's some motherfuckers out there that don't come from that type of shit and they made it somewhere. Maybe not be the richest person in the world, but he's richer than me. You know what I mean? So, just trying to get back to that type of shit. Cause I was really I want to start an LLC, some type of shit. That's my goal. I still kind of don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this podcast. But I'm going to start working on it a lot more. I'm trying to get some people on here to talk some shit with me. You know what I mean? But I'm going to really just start trying to, I guess, vlog this story of success and where like I'm trying to get to right now. My life's about to take me in all kinds of directions right now. But I wouldn't have been given this battle if God ain't know I can handle that type of shit, you feel me? Been battle testing my whole life. From day one. From growing up to police raids. You feel me? Visiting my dad in jail. Watching my mom struggle. Getting into it, the streets. I ain't fucking around at school, just playing the cards that I was dealt. Small shit to me, you know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers be tripping off shit, and sometimes I be like, how the fuck is like? That's real shit, man. Can't walk a mile in my shoes. Let's see how far you make it. But where I came from don't mean everything. Just watch where I'm going. Episode 9 then him. I ain't gonna lie. I hella like the other one I recorded. Sometimes I feel like I be too hard on myself though. This might be better than I think. But I'm dropping it. We stuck on game, man. I'm trying to help people stop being stagnant with their lives, you know what I mean? Politic about this hood shit, that real shit, and how the fuck you gonna get up out of that shit. And shout out to the thugs that's still doing it with good names, you feel me? For the guys, man. We're gonna keep it covered though. Try to stay more involved with this shit. Make sure y'all clicking on that subscribe button on this channel for those that haven't. For those that have, man, pass the word to your folks. If you feeling it, if you think you know somebody that might feel it, man, put it out to them. Let's start getting to it, man. We stuck on game. It's Mr. Tell the Truth, telling it like it is, man. That's it. Regular motherfucker give you some real game that a motherfucker can feel. But let me guess, man. Y'all gonna not do nothing with it. Takes more than just to hear some shit and like acknowledge it, but you know, they tell you you didn't fully learn something until you apply it to your life. And that's real shit. It's all the game you get, all the advice you get. No matter how much somebody look out for you, man, you would never ever get nowhere with it until you apply it to your life. Let that sit in y'all heads, man. Click that button, man. We out. Stuck on Game. Episode 9.